Okay, so I think it's finally time for another yearly recap. Here's everything I worked on in 2021. January was another month of lockdown here in Denmark, and we had to do more homeschooling. Trying to spice up these sessions with my 6-year-old, I made these fun app icon-based color by numbers math sheets. They're available for free at applypixels.com if you need to inspire a future designer or developer in your home. I worked on an app icon for a remote control app, worked on a new app icon for Jumpsoft, and I worked on an icon for the app Reading List. February brought even more snow to Denmark, and even though the vaccines were now being administered, we were still very much in lockdown. I did a lot of drawing for fun, made a little diamond hands illustration, and drew my own version of the Command & Conquer poster. Made a little custom emoji mask picker that I felt the pandemic needed. I also wrote an article for Shopify called How to Make a Great App Icon. In March, I worked on a new app icon for the app Secure Shellfish. I think it hit people differently and at different times, but for me at least, these months I was really starting to feel the pandemic fatigue. My productivity dropped, and I just spent a lot of evenings playing console games. Finished The Last of Us Part 2, the entire Uncharted collection, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, just to name a few. And you know what? I wouldn't have traded that for anything.
I would do it all over again.
I hope to become better at unwinding, really, in the years to come. I needed that sofa time. In April, I worked on a logo for the crypto investment organization SWDAO. I was always crypto curious, and this year I've been doing more work in the field, meeting some really nice people, and getting to work on some very interesting projects. April was also the month when our second Switch title was releasing. Fly Together, the spiritual successor to our popular game Conduct Together, was arriving after several years of development. Fly Together takes players to the skies in a race against time to bring passengers safely to their destinations by drawing flight paths and avoiding collisions in increasingly challenging action puzzles. It was such a challenging and interesting game to make because we basically made the Switch do something it wasn't designed for: motion control. We've been working on this since way back in 2019, using some ingenious math from the tech inside of the Joy-Cons.
Hey everybody, so we're in Malaga, Spain with the North Play team.
Say hi to the guys.
Hello.
What's up?
Welcome to El Casa del Game Dev.
I love it.
We actually also came here to work on another secret project, but we can't really show that.
Fly Together is a really fun couch co-op game, and I'm so proud of it. The Danish national media did a nice article about me and Northplay. Nothing like 15 minutes of fame in the local media to make mom proud. In May, I made a little icon for a script that automatically boots my machines into Windows. I called it Bifrost. I also worked on the SWDAO website. In June, I did some new alternative app icons for Apollo, revising ones I had done earlier and adding these neat little chip and PCB based ones. I worked on an app icon for a Hacker News Reader app. I worked on some fun Mac app icons for the app Letter Opener. I worked on some logos for Ivycos that works with virtual offices. I modded my trusty old Game Boy Advance and made a video about it because I'm a huge nerd. I really hope this works. July was also the month where we bought a summer house on a small island in Denmark, a dream that we've had for years. We spent most of the summer working on the house and the property, and it's been a great pandemic refuge for us and our small family. In August, I worked on a whole range of token icons for SWDAO. Finding interesting ways to illustrate the many different financial products they're working on was a really fun challenge. I also worked on the logo for investment firm Nucleon Digital. And then I worked on the Mac app icon for the beloved Kaleidoscope, updating the old app icon with a fresh new vibrant rendering. In September, I worked on promotional material for the app Alpenglow. I worked on some more UI for the app Opus One, and then I worked on a logo and an app icon for Emerge Tools. September was also my first foray into NFTs. Together with my brother, who is a physicist and very much into generative art, we made a series called Chaos Orbs that sold out very quickly on Foundation. It was a really fun collaboration with my brother. In October, I worked on a series of app icons for the app Stickertune. In Northplay, we had a big client release with an update to the children's game Øspillet for the Danish national media.
Her rammer sang spillet I dag.
I started winter bathing, or cold water swimming as they call it, going into the freezing water and then going into the sauna afterwards for most weeks actually. And it's been one of the best things I've done for myself this year. In November, I did my 7th Adobe Max session. Another all digital year, obviously. I built a new 30-minute course that speedruns some more of my Photoshop for visual designer techniques. The session had multiple premieres in the US and the EU, and it was very well received. Yeah, so more of the same, but different. This has really been the only speaking engagement I've done all year. Kind of like a sad reminder that the pandemic has really obliterated that part of my career. To be honest, I don't really find all digital events to be particularly fun. I really miss the traveling and the camaraderie of real-life events. Mid-November, it was time for me to launch an absolutely massive project. A project that I've been talking about in these recaps for 4 years. 10,000 emails, 1,000 license agreements, countless of late nights with collaborators, 3 family expansions on the team, and 1,485,000,000 pixels later, and the book is almost done. The iOS App Icon Book Kickstarter went live on November 9th. I had worked on the campaign for months, and I was really anxious about finally reaching that step in the process and publicly opening up funding. My own personal sort of feelings right now from this vantage point is that 100 books would be pretty cool. The project was funded in 49 minutes. After 30 days and a lot of work running the campaign, on December 10th, the book was 1,362% funded with more than $155,000 pledged, and a first print run secured of at least 2,000 books. It's now actually looking more like 3,000 books. I have been working on this book for so long, and the Kickstarter and the video, all the materials itself was a huge undertaking. So it's really surreal to see it all coming together like that, and I'm so grateful for all the support that you guys have shown me on this project. In December, I recreated a fun illusion I had once seen. That tweet completely blew up with more than 850,000 views. Worked on a new app icon for the app Rise. December was also a busy month in Northplay. We wrapped up client projects, had a huge Christmas sale on our Switch titles, and introduced a new game mode for Conduct This called Diorama Mode. We also announced the launch date for our next Switch game that we've been working on all year, Headland for Switch. It's already out by the time you see this. I made silly little Christmas calendar videos for all of these things. I also built a gaming PC with my brother right before pulling the plug for a Christmas vacation with the family. As always with these recaps, there's a bunch of things that doesn't really quite fit into this format of mentioning projects as they're released. I've had a number of freelance projects with icons and logos that I can't really share because they either haven't launched yet or because the client went in another direction. That stuff happens sometimes, and I want to respect those by not oversharing in the recap. Northplay work is increasingly also becoming more difficult to list in this format. Aside from, big game launches, I fail to capture the many things that go into a year when you're running a 10-person game studio. We've built a number of game prototypes that likely will never see the light of day. This year we worked on bringing Conduct to even more platforms. We've made or are in the process of making several client projects that are kind of hard to share. Recaps all about the flashy things that can easily be listed and rarely lend themselves to sharing the many day-to-day things of being in the driver's seat of a company. Even though we're well trained in the art of remote at Northplay, it's been another tough year of keeping a company culture and a product focus in a pandemic world. During the course of this year, we actually had to say goodbye to 2 team members that are leaving for new adventures. In the type of setup that we have, saying goodbye to people that I have worked with for years is never easy. I don't often talk about finances, but in 2021, Northplay got awarded a Børsen Gazelle, which is a respected achievement based on continuous revenue growth awarded in Denmark. It's a rare honor and one that I'm proud of. Like many other founders, I've had to learn being a CEO on the job, and the games industry is a tough nut. I have bootstrapped Northplay and we've self-published all of our games. The fact that we are even in the small percentage of companies to be awarded something like this is a testament to all the hard work that we've all done these past few years. The struggle is real in continuously pursuing the sort of projects I like to do and the sort of company I'd like to build, and balancing financial and creative freedom, and I'm very well aware that all of this might, disappear one day. However, through the hardships and opportunities, 2021 has been another meaningful step in that journey. This year, I made more of the work that I'm proud of, made new interesting acquaintances, and got out of the pandemic fatigue by investing in my family and myself while balancing responsibilities and opportunities to the best of my ability. In 2022, I've got a bunch of stuff to deliver. By the time that you're watching this, Headland for Switch will have been out for a while. The iOS app I Can Book will have to be finalized, so close now, printed and shipped globally to thousands of people in the spring, right around the corner, and we've got some interesting new game projects on the drawing board. But during all this, I'll try to remember the important lessons from 2021, to be better at unwinding when I feel fatigued, and to invest in myself and the people around me. I hope you all have a great year. Thank you for watching.